Hey guys, how's it going? Figured I'd put together a quick little video since hang on. Since I'm out here taking it easy today, no work again. So it's our Thanksgiving here in Canada. It was yesterday anyway, or the weekend. This is Tuesday now. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm just out in the woods. Getting fresh air and getting some sunshine. And yesterday I was out, I must have walked about 5 miles, and I just do my thing. I was thinking maybe, I've been in Toronto again for gotta be 10 years or more, and I got my son and my daughter and my grandkids and everything in Nova Scotia, and I'm thinking, like, what do I got left here in Toronto? I mean, it's retard 101 wherever I look. I'm coming down here in the woods and I see people wearing a face diaper, and it's just like, oh my lord. Anyway, yes, I got 2 brothers here in Toronto, and neither one of them invited me over for Thanksgiving supper or anything, because basically because of who I am. I'm not jabbed or nothing, and I kind of like the black sheep of the family, and I've been trying to wake these guys up about what's been going on for decades. But I mean, especially over the last 2 years, I've really been on the push with it. But over the last 2 years, they really put a push on me, getting me away from them. And it's kind of difficult because I usually work with my younger brother a lot, and he got my dad's plastic manufacturing company, so it's kind of tough on me right now. But I mean, when I do work, I do make good bucks, and I usually try to work for cash money, so I do all right. Anyway, I was thinking, this world is one hell of a job on the head and the heart. The mind gets kicking around, and I started looking at this place like one huge farm, and I try and deal with it in a Christian way. But I'm more of a Gnostic kind of a Christian, because I'm not a religious guy. I don't have any kind of religious ties whatsoever. I forget that. Christianity and Gnosticism and stuff, knowledge is, it even says in the Bible that Jesus didn't come down here to fix this place, man. He just came down here to show you how the hell to get out of here. To me, that sounds like a trap. And, and then with all the studying and stuff that I've been doing for like ever, I just, I'm always reading stuff and checking things out, and I'm trying to spread truth as much as possible, and I try and do it in a Christian way. But I mean, this is where I was going down to all these protests and filming all of these protests, and trying to motivate everybody to try and getting with the program. But all I see is people getting motivated to get with their cash program, and it's kind of like, it's weird, because I mean, I don't make money off of freedom, or I don't make money off of truth, and I try and do it in a a good-hearted way. I don't want to get caught in the trap of being employed by YouTube. This is where you got to always keep coming up with content, whether it's good or bad. And it could be well-researched stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that is never touched. And I don't know. It's just, I'm not complaining about people trying to make money off YouTube. That's their forte. But to me, I've always made my money by getting these dirty, right? And I don't mind it. I'm 60 years old now, and I got all my tools and stuff at home, and I'm good to go. But I mean, here I'm not being very, I'm not content anymore. I thought I could come here and make a change in my life for the better, but I guess I did in one way. But now I've got to think about, different options I got to come up with. I've always been thinking about it in the back of my head, right? And You know, it's not like I'm a stranger in Nova Scotia. I mean, they know me down there. But and it's beautiful there. You know, I like being in the woods. You know, you walk out your front door in Halifax or Dartmouth or anywhere down there. You know, 5 minutes this way you're at a freshwater lake. 20 minutes that way you're at the ocean front. You can't beat that. And the wildlife is great, and the people are much more friendlier there. I mean, I don't know. I haven't owned a cell phone in 5 years now, so I'm a bit of a strange cat right off the get-go, because even when I come down in the ravine here, it's a big ravine, right? It's actually huge. They got these posts every so many meters, and when the people walk by these posts, it'll tell them who walked by their cell phone. It's got this relay thing where your cell phone, I know it's a relay thing that'll trigger the cell phone and says you were there. And the little sign says, oh, it's just to count the traffic in the ravine for safety issues, you know. Oh my. It's just, everywhere I go over to you know, the grocery store, everywhere is cameras. I go to the corner there across the street, there's cameras. I get in my elevator, there's cameras. I go out the back door, the front door of my apartment, there's cameras. You know, this is kind of a, and this is all artificial intelligence based as well. You know, I read all kinds of crazy books and stuff, right? You know, I'm back, I've had this book here for quite some time. This is Unconscious, but it's like this has got the true message of the Mandela effect, and you know, you're a hologram, right? Reality is an illusion. I mean, this is a simulation of consciousness instruction manual. This is kind of like one of the books. I got all kinds of these crazy books about this kind of spiritual things, right? Because I mean, I believe we're spiritual beings having a shitty human experience, and in fact, I think we got trapped here in a sick kind of a way. But yeah, so anyway, I don't follow any religions because they're all cube worshiping, you know. And this gets into really crazy stuff about, you know, even take a look at the New Jerusalem. It's a big cube, right? And this whole religious aspect of things, I don't do the cube, right? That's the cube to me is like a computer, right? It's either a processor or it's an actual entire computer itself. I mean, this is where I don't totally buy into the simulation theory, but I buy into a bigger theory than that. It's more than just a simulation, I believe. You know, it's more of a layer after layer after layer of different aspects of where we are. Pardon me. But so the whole thing about the religious aspect is you've got like you've got the Christianity aspect, or whatever they would call the cross worshippers, which the cross is a folded up cube, you know, in Judaism. And they got the cube on the forehead, and they also got the cube in the middle of the Star of Remphan, or their Israeli flag, or Star of David, which David never had a star, so that's another thing. But and then in Mecca, they've got the huge cube there for the Muslims. And then, you know, the information I've heard even in the past is that all of these organizations were all created by the one, right? And this is where they can direct it all. It gets into like energy farming, and this is where, I mean, I don't know, they got everybody in this world living in some sort of a fear porn freak out zone. I mean, I stopped paying attention to all this Facebook and YouTube fear porn, you know, because that's all you see on the television. It's fear, fear, fear. On your Facebook, it's fear, fear, fear. Oh, and your YouTube's all fear, fear, fear. And then it's all half-truths too. You know, I know people are dying from the remedy, but I don't think they're all dying from the remedy, because I think they screwed everything up. That shit was supposed to be kept at something like 200 degrees Celsius below zero, and I think half these places were lucky to keep it below 10. So this is where I think they got a big screw up going on here. Anyway, the whole thing is, I mean, both my brothers, my older brother's 68 years old, 67, he'll be 68 in February. He's probably double jabbed, well, he's double jabbed for sure. He's a Canadian postal worker, he's been there for 4 years. His home's been paid for 30 years in Oakville, but he still pays property taxes, and they keep telling him he's a glorified renter. Anyway, this is where they just got everybody going. You know, you do the, well, my brothers. Okay, my younger brother, I know he's double jabbed, if not triple jabbed. I mean, and oh my Lord, I don't even understand how these people, I told them, all of them, about what this was all about before it even came out. I was warning them. Because I mentioned it, it's probably because they went and got it. I don't know. Listen, doctors haven't cured a thing in over 120 years or so, right? Teachers don't teach you how to be a healthy person and productive. They just teach you how to be a slave and cash your paycheck, and if you're lucky enough, you can be able to pay your own, do your own taxes and make a few bucks. Lawyers, they don't do anything but work for the bar, and they always sell you down the river because of their Freemasonic links. It's all, the whole court system is nothing but a cluster. I almost swore. Anyway, yeah, it's just a mind job of, oh, you think you're going to hire a lawyer and this and that and the other thing, when, you know, you're probably the most powerful being in the world here. You know, you create your own world, right? And this is where I kind of like what the Gnostic Christianity side of things is saying is, you know, you don't have to be a slave. You're not even, basically, you're a spiritual being here getting farmed out, basically, is what's happening here, and you got to figure out how to get out of here, right? And I believe it comes down to your death, and you gotta, I don't know how to describe it, because I've had a lot of really bad things happen in my life, like, you know, I've been in a coma, and you know, this is a thing that really messed me up. Half the time I wonder if I'm still in the damn thing. That took me a year just to basically get out of bed. I mean, I was in the hospital for about 5 or 6 months, and then even when I got out of the hospital, then I had to get back and learn how to walk again and all this crazy shit, because everything is gone. I had sores on my legs from, see, I was in a coma for 4 days before they even found me. And I have a spot in the back of my head where my head was leaning up against the wall. That's a bald spot, but it's just sort of coming back after about 15 years now. I got spots on my backs of my shins, my calves, on my back, in the back here. It's all the pressure points from where I was laying there, because my body had no brainwave activity, and all I had was a heartbeat, so everything shut down. And basically all the energy that I had and all the blood was basically being stored around my heart to keep my heart going, and that was about all I had going. It was a trip, man, I'll tell you. That was a really scary thing, and a learning experience as well. The biggest thing is the learning experience out of it, because of the places I went and the things I seen, and the things that I realized. Like, I was a prisoner of war in North Africa. Can you imagine that? In World War II. This is one of the places I ended up. Anyway, I got a bunch of stories I can go on about, you know, being stuck in these basements of these old, almost like castles, and meeting these dwarfs, and all kinds of cool things, man. That was in the coma. And then, you know, I've had motorcycle crashes, broke both my thighs, my shin, my pelvis, my left hip bones, in my right femur. Fuck, half my back is in all other places in my body. I'm still dealing with a little sore on the back of my leg right now, because where I had that's a pressure spot where it was like a rotten piece of my leg that actually went right to the bone. It's got a little scab on it sometimes because I cross my legs because I can't cross my legs like a dude, so I got to cross my legs like a chick because my hips are all fucked. Pardon my French. Anyway, so if the pressure being put on that part of my leg is doing something, and these are the things I deal with. And other than trying to keep a healthy state of mind, right? It's a tough go, man. I don't buy into doctors. I don't buy into none of the bullshit. I don't even own a TV. I haven't owned a TV in 10 years or more. I got 3 computers at home, a shitload of books, and a water distiller. That's about the tech. You know, I got about 75, 80 flags from taking them down to the rallies and stuff, trying to promote freedom. And you know, I don't have much tech because it wouldn't take much for me to move, right? Because right now I got my bedroom, I'm turning that into a garden if I'm sticking around, right? I got it all cleaned out and all these tubs and everything in there now, so I'm not sure what's up, but I got to check in with the East Coast, and I got a place I can go with my son-in-law, and he's got his Crooked Masonry company, so I might be able to swing in some work with those boys. That's my son's working for them right now as well. So, but yeah. So this is what I got going on. I just study this stuff and try and promote truth and do it in a good way and with a Christian heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not some sort of a freak fucking. You know, I got people accusing me of crazy shit, man, and I just sometimes I just shake my head. I don't even. Anyway, I'm so laid back. I sleep like a baby every night. I don't take no meds. I haven't taken any meds in years. I took a couple of things for my hip. I guess it was the end of August because I blew my hip out doing some pulling on a bunch of dirt and stuff. I was building a garden, and I pulled my hip out. Well, then after I finished doing all the work, all of a sudden I realized the next day that holy fuck, yeah, one of those things. It happens all the time with me. But yeah, so I get out. I try and share the truth, and like I said, I haven't been going down to rallies in the last probably 3 weeks or so. I don't have any time for it right now. I'm focusing on other things in my life, and I've tried to share the best that I can with what I have down there. And you know, I don't see it getting any better. In fact, I've seen it gotten worse. You know, I don't mind promoting freedom for Canada and this and that and the other thing, but the it goes all the way back to the origination of the even trucker convoy and how it was all established, and the whole thing is being an operation. Don't you tell me this has not been guided. This whole gig has been showing which way you're going next. Anyway, I'm just trying to be a cool guy, press on in the face of adversity, just get high and not be tense. Read, okay? There's lots of stuff. You're more than what you think you are, right? This is what I'm trying to get at. If you got the abilities to go outside of your body, and I've had that happen to me many times, like I could be sitting here like I am right now on this big stone wall that's probably 300 years old, right? Which is like, shouldn't be here, right? In fact, they've destroyed all this stuff around here that's this old. I'm surprised it's still here, but I think it's probably holding half the hillside. But yeah, the history books are a complete farce, and I just want people to know that you know, you can be sitting here right now like I am, and next thing you know, you could be sitting on the edge of on the limb of that tree looking at me, right? Sitting here doing this right now. And I've done it before. It used to happen to me a lot when I got in a motorcycle accident. Just when I was 19 years old, that was the first time it started happening to me. Right? That was a freak trip shoot too. Yeah, I had a good nurse back in Sunnybrook there, Mrs. Montego. She uh, she was there when Jimi Hendrix was brought into the hospital in England. She was a big black woman. She was totally cool, and she kept coming in and giving me the because I was doing this drug Pantopon, which is total opium alkaloids, and I was fucking jacked on this shit, man. Every 4 hours, I was bump, 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 and they were coming in and giving me a hit, and I was off, man. It was like, phew. Anyway, she was telling me all about the stuff about Jimi Hendrix and yada yada. And I know the Hendrix, the whole Laurel Canyon music industry scam, right? You know, even the ones that are out there saying Jimi Hendrix is actually Morgan Freeman. Wouldn't doubt it, right? And this is where you got to know where you are. The JFK assassination, oh my God, what a cluster fuck that is. You want to believe that? Oh my Lord. No wonder there's so many Mandela effects in it. It wasn't even real. The whole damn thing was CGI. These guys have had technology. What they had 50 years ago, they're giving us today. And this is where you take a look at some of these programs that I got on the computer. They got these AI computers that can design you and draw you anything you want. It could be an antique picture of a mud flood or even some old Tartarian buildings, so they say, right? And just like a beautiful picture, just like it was originated. And so you got to watch what you're learning out there, guys. Use your discernment. You know, I like a lot of groups out there. Well, not groups, just people that are doing the same kind of research that are, you know, involved what I do. You know, I do the meltology thing, which is a certain aspect of that I'm really interested in. And then there's the mud flood aspect of it all. You know, the flat earth thing is a given, right? It's a realm. It's a psycho realm for your consciousness. So they put you on a spinning ball, right? Give you NASA $60 or $80 million a day, right? To give you CGIs, to keep you all stupid. Anyway, well, not the people that are probably watching this, but anyway, like I said, I do everything in a God-loving way. We're not from here. That's why you got to put on all these clothes and these boots, because I got my buddy boots on today. And then you got to you can't stand in the sun too long because you get sunburn. But you got to get your vitamin D. How come I got to take all these supplements, even though I'm eating healthy food? I mean, vitamin B, vitamin B12, selenium, magnesium. You can go on. I mean, if I was from here, why in the hell? Because the food's no good. The air's no good. The water's no good. The food's no good. And then they expect you to be a spiritual Joe. Then they give you these churches, Circes, to go to. Anyway, I can go on and on and on. I'm just on a ramble here. I'm in the woods with the blue jays, and it sounds like one's around. Yeah, you can hear them. They get that squeak, right? And there's cardinals, blue jays, all kinds of. I just seen a nice yellow finch. So I was looking at it a couple of seconds ago. And then I can deal with the homeless people. They're down here, right? They're down here, and you know, I probably get along with them better than I do the people that are up on the road there with their face diapers on. I'll tell you that. Actually, I do. And most of these guys are pretty cool with me. I walk around here, and you know, I mean, it's like, what's up, G? Anyway, God bless everybody, and I'll check in soon. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Thanksgiving if you're in Canada and the States. Happy Thanksgiving, because you got ones coming up soon. And don't believe anything on the news or anything that you see on the YouTube or the Facebook. That all, I'm telling you, man, this stuff. You don't think YouTube and Facebook hasn't been infiltrated? Boom, boom, boom. Fear, fear, fear. Because the computer system that's operating on this gig, right, I believe, gets off on everybody's fear and their paranoia and all their crazy thoughts. I mean, some of these poor old people I see, you know, I try and talk to them and they're anyway, just yeah. Okay, guys, catch up soon. God bless. Ciao.